I know vibe coding is amazing. It can create whatever you want and build full stack apps to achieve it maybe in 1 hour. But have you ever thought, if you misuse vibe coding, it could be a disaster for your app and you have to refactor everything from scratch? In this lesson, I will show you how to vibe code any website from scratch, from zero to ready production, and I will teach you the best prompts you have to give to Antigravity or Cloud Code to get the best results. Let's create job boards, similar to LinkedIn or Indeed. First step, let's install Next.js. I will build the structure by my own just to teach you how we can vibe code any website from scratch. Of course, we can ask Antigravity or Cloud Code to install Next.js by itself, but if you don't have any idea about Next.js, this is React framework. It's front-end and back-end in the same time, because it has server actions and API routes. Let's get started by installing Next.js. I'm using Antigravity. If you want to use Cloud Code or VS Code, of course, you can use whatever you want. Ctrl-J, I will install Next.js, and I will use the recommended defaults, which includes TypeScript, Slin, Tailwind CSS, and AppRouter. Now, the next step, let's install Shadcn. Shadcn is a design system. It has pre-built components. We can use it like badge, as you can see here, carousel, card, similar to Bootstrap or Material UI. I will use Next.js, and I really recommend you to use pnpm, not npm. pnpm will install the packages inside Node module once and reuse it whatever it needs. But when we use npm, it duplicates the packages inside Node modules, and that could be very heavy to our machine and inside our app, because actually we don't need to duplicate it every single time. So let's install pnpm Shadcn. And as you can see here we got reused. That means some packages were already found inside our machine, and now it's reusing them without duplicate any package. Now Next.js is installed. Let's move to the next section, installing Clerk. What's Clerk? Clerk is authentication system. It provides us full authentication user system like sign up, login, and everything. It's a pre-built form without writing any code. That's why I really recommend you to use it. Click here on dashboard after create an account, and here choose create application. My app name will be link up. Choose whatever you want. Here by default it has Google, but of course we can add Facebook and GitHub. Now create application. Make sure to use Next.js. By the way, of course Antigravity can install Clerk and install everything, but here I want to install it by myself just to show you. If you don't have any idea about Clerk, I will show you here how to use Clerk from scratch. So here we have some steps we have to do it, and it's very, very simple. First, we have to create Next app, which we already created. The next step now is to install Clerk from Next.js. So use pnpm again, go to the terminal and install Clerk. Now the next step is inside.env to copy-paste everything, which includes publishable key and secret key. So let's copy them inside the root of our project. Here inside package.json, inside the same folder, we will create a new file called .env and paste everything. By the way, we are now on development mode, which means if you want to add billing system or whatever we want, everything will be for free until we convert it to production mode. So don't worry about anything, nothing will be charged right now. The next step is to create a new file called proxy. Let's create it because inside it we have middleware. Also inside the root of our project, I will create proxy.ts. Let's paste everything. The next step now inside layout, the root layout, we have only to include Clerk provider inside our project. So let's copy it, move to the layout, Ctrl P, and paste it inside return. Vibe coding hasn't started yet, because now we are building the structure of our project from scratch. Now the next step here inside the layout, we can add, if you want, the sign out, the sign in button and sign up button and whatever we want, but actually I will leave this to Antigravity when we start vibe coding. And I will show you here something. Let's continue here to Next.js guide. Here we can find sign-in page. It's a simple form from Clerk to create sign-in form. So whenever user tries to navigate to protected page, the user will be redirected to sign-in page. So let's create this page exactly in the same path. It's very important. It must be inside app. So here inside app, new file, and copy paste the path. Let's include everything. And we can do the same thing for sign up. But here we have to modify proxy to include the public route. What does it mean? Let me go back to proxy and explain to you everything. When we put here inside is public route sign-in page, that means all the pages will be protected and you cannot navigate to these pages until you make sign in or sign up. But maybe we can add the landing page to public route. But actually we don't have right now the landing page because we didn't start make anything for our app. But of course Antigravity will handle it when it creates the landing page. But I just want to show you what is public route and what is protected route. Now let's update the environment variable since we created the sign-in page. It's very important here to put it inside .env. Okay, we will do the same steps for sign up. So let me go down here to custom sign up page. Create the sign up page, inside app, and paste everything. Now everything is ready for Clerk. Just we need here, after we create sign up page, to modify proxy.ts to include sign up inside public routes. So let's copy proxy again and paste it. Now we have sign in and sign up as public route. And we have to do the same thing here for .env. The secret beyond vibe coding is MCP, Model Context Protocol. Clerk has its own MCP, so we can connect it to Antigravity, and Antigravity will handle everything inside Clerk. And you might ask me why I didn't make it from the beginning so we don't have to create a .env or any paths here. Of course, we can do it using MCP, but maybe some of you doesn't have any idea about Clerk, that's why I make it manually. Otherwise, MCP can handle everything. So if we search here for Clerk MCP, here we can find Use Clerk MCP server. Let's click on it. Here we have Add to Cursor. If you are using Cursor, you can click on it and open Cursor. Actually, I have Cursor, but I use Antigravity to create my apps generally. So whatever using Cursor or anything, here the configuration, we have to add it inside our IDE. So let's copy it. And inside Antigravity here, click on Additional Options, MCP servers. Actually, until now, Antigravity doesn't have MCP for Clerk. That's why we have to add it manually, but it's very simple. Here, let's click on Manage MCP Servers and click on View Raw Config. And here we can add our Clerk MCP. Here we have syntax error, but it doesn't matter. We can ask Antigravity about it. Handle the syntax error inside MCP config.json. By the way, Cursor has opened for me, and now we can click on MC Tools and MCP and install Clerk here. Our app is full stack app, so we have to decide which database we want to use. If your app must include CMS, I really recommend you to use Sanity. But here in our project, we don't need to use CMS, that's why I'm using Convex. Convex is a real-time database. As you can see here, the backend platform that keeps your app in sync. Let's log in. And here is my previous projects here. If we click on Create Project, we can create a project we want, but in our case, I will use also MCP to let Antigravity create our project inside Convex. So now I will not create any project by purpose. Here we have Start Tutorial just to show you how it's working. If you click on here, Quick Starts, and choose Next.js, here, how we can create Convex by installing here npm install convex. Then to run it, we have to use npx convex dev. And here is a simple example to create dummy data, then how we can import it inside our Convex by using npx convex import. And here is the query and how we can use query for Convex. Not only this, when we ask Antigravity right now to create our database, it will create, by default, a file called Convex Client Provider. And inside layout, it must wrap our project with Convex, as you can see here. So here is a quick explanation how we can use Convex before asking Antigravity. And I will show you also database, how we can create database by using here insert, and here is our schema and how to create a new schema. And if I go back here to the previous page, here I will show you example for my previous projects. Here is the data, which includes these schemas. So we will not create any table, Antigravity will create everything and all the schemas. So now let's connect Convex to our project using MCP also. Here we can write Convex MCP, MCP server. Let me go down here, it's for cursor, but of course we can take it, so let's copy it, go to Antigravity. Here I will say include this Convex MCP inside our MCP config.json. And now as you can see, it's including our Convex, so let's accept the changes. Here for Clerk, we have a minor issue. URL is not allowed, so let's fix it, because maybe you are using Antigravity instead of cursor. That's why we got this error maybe. Now it's searching inside Clerk MCP server, inside the web especially. Okay, now it's ready. It removed the URL here and put it inside arguments. So let's accept the changes. Since we gave Antigravity the permission to go inside our Clerk app and modify everything, here I really recommend you to use something called Clerk Skills. Here we will install it by ourselves and I will explain to you what is Clerk Skills. So let's install it here. Clerk AI Skills gives our AI agent, and here in our case you are using Antigravity, specialized knowledge about our user management. And by installing this command, our AI agent, or actually our Antigravity, will learn how to sync our users and manage organizations, because in our project we will create both users and organizations. So I really recommend you to install it. Now it asks me which skills I want to install. I will install all these skills. Let's hit space for everyone and install all the skills. And here I will choose Antigravity. And for installation scope, I really recommend you to use global, not only for our project here. So use global, and I will use also the sim link. Hit yes, and it will install everything. Now everything is done, installed 7 skills. Now let's start our interesting part. Let's vibe code our website. Let's record a voice to Antigravity. I want to build job website similar to LinkedIn. First, create a landing page with neon effects and modern design. I also need business to customer app, so anyone can apply for a job. I want employers to be able to log in and have different members in their organization. Use Clerk billing organization feature, and they should be able to create job postings. Also, use Clerk and Convex for syncing data, especially when user logged in. You have Clerk and Convex MCP tools. Use them to create Clerk, organization, and Convex database. And show me all the steps that I need to do to modify it by myself if needed. Okay, let's hit enter and see what will happen. Now it's starting using Clerk here. List the Clerk SDK snippet and all the tools for Clerk. And it might take minutes to recognize everything to create implementation plan and tasks. And here it is. Here we have now the project setup to initialize Next.js project and install dependencies, Clerk, Convex, Tailwind. Actually, we installed Clerk, but we didn't install Convex. Let me go back again. And for architecture integration, as you can see here, it's very important section to configure Clerk provider and organization. I will show you here something for Clerk. If I go back to my project here, link up inside configuration, here we have something called organizations. And inside it we have roles and permissions. Actually, this is the section we are talking about right now. So if Antigravity really has the permission or the access to create a new organization inside the Clerk, so it will create it immediately by itself. And if it's not, it will ask me to create it by myself. Then it will implement user sync between Clerk and Convex. Here is a very important section. What do I mean by that? If we search here for Convex and Clerk, here you can see full documentation for Convex and the Clerk to connect them. So now Antigravity, maybe it will ask me to create JWT template. Where we have to create it? We have to create it inside Clerk dashboard. Just to sync all the data between Clerk and Convex. So whenever I logged in, my data will be shown up inside Convex. So here, if I go to JWT templates inside Clerk, you can find it inside Sessions and JWT. And here we will create new template. But I will not create it. I will let Antigravity to handle it if it has the access. And after we create JWT template, it will give me by default issuer URL. Then we have to put this issuer URL inside Convex. That's it. Then we will have connection between Clerk and Convex. Let's continue. Then it will create a database inside Convex for users, organizations, and job postings. And that's everything we want. And the basic queries, which we have seen it before a while. And create mutations. Actually, these mutations comes from Convex. Let me show you here, quick start, using Next.js. Let me go down here to show you. Here we have use a query, and also we have something called use mutation. So this is the queries that Convex uses to fetch or maybe to create, update, and delete. Then it will create landing page with neon effect, premium designs, and employer dashboard, including organization switcher, job posting form. So for now, I think everything is enough. Actually, this is not the only prompt we will use inside our project. We will create many prompts, but I don't want to make it in one prompt. It's better if we make it as steps. So let's review it. If we like this implementation plan, we can say, OK, start, and submit it. Now it will start creating our project step by step. So it's very important before vibe coding any project to know the basics. Otherwise, we will not have any idea that we can connect Clerk with Convex and using MCP and install all the dependencies. That's why we have to have basic information before creating any app. And by the way, I will put the prompt for you if you want to use it here inside the root of our project, prompt.txt, and paste it for you. And now it's installing Convex, and as I said before, here it's creating Convex client with provider, which we had seen inside Convex documentation. And here is everything inside Convex generated, which creates by default when we install Convex and after we make npx convex dev. Here is the API, here is everything about Convex, and here is the documentation for Convex. When we run npx convex dev, actually I didn't run npx convex dev, Antigravity just handle it. And whenever we install convex, .env.local is being created by default, including next public convex URL and convex site URL. So you don't need to set up manually everything inside .env.local. Everything comes by default when we install Convex. And here is, as you can see, Convex client provider, which comes exactly from this documentation for Clerk and Convex together. Here, as you can see, we have Convex provider with Clerk. It includes the same implementation. And I want to show you a very important feature. Here, just write Vercel skills. Here we have skills that we can give it to AI agent, to Antigravity, to enhance its performance for React best practice. And actually, if we search here for skills.sh, here we can find it for Vercel. It has a lot of rules, we can use it. So we have to specify which rules or which rule we have to install it. So here, if we search for, let me go up here, Vercel React Best Practice. Here we can install this one. Let me install it here to give the Antigravity the React Best Practice. And here I will choose Antigravity for that, make it global, symlink, yes, to install it. And if you go back to documentation, here we can see why we have to install this command, because when to apply, it provides writing new React components or Next.js, implementing data fetching, reviewing code for performance issues. So it's very useful to any Next.js or React app. And here, as you can see, it's installing something called svix. What's svix? when users sign up to our project, actually Clerk knows about it, but Convex or our database doesn't have any idea about this user. So we need a way for Clerk to call our app and say, hey, this is a new user, and we have to save their info. This call called webhook. So svix verifies this call and it checks every call comes from Clerk to Convex. Because since our URL is public, maybe a hacker could try and send a fake message like, hey, I am admin, just give me an access. Then here is our svix role to check if this message is fake or not before sending anything to Convex. So let's install it. And here is all our pages that Antigravity created. Here is the Clerk configuration, including the Clerk webhook secret. But actually how to get webhook secret, of course we will handle it. I will accept the changes. And here is the schemas inside Convex, the user schema, organization, job, applications. Let's accept it. This is global CSS for Tailwind. The layout, which includes here Convex client provider. So we wrapped our project with Convex. Let's accept it. And here is our landing page, because we have here the page which comes by default from Next.js when we install it. So this is the landing page, the layout here, which is inside select.org. So this is not our root layout. This is here for the dashboard. So it created a dashboard because we asked Antigravity to create it. And inside it we have create job, all the jobs, and select organization. Let's accept it. And by the way, here we have organization switcher, which comes from Clerk, a default component. Look at this here. Let me make word wrap. It's importing it from Clerk Next.js. And here is our landing page. As you can see, these effects using neon, modern design. It's very nice design. But here, as you can see, we have to put the API key for Clerk. Actually, we had put it before, but for some reason, Antigravity deleted our .env. So let's create it again or put it inside .env.local. So let me go again to our project inside Clerk here, inside overview maybe. Okay, inside overview, and let's copy paste this one again. And it's very important now to run again npm run dev. And now the error is gone for Clerk. And now if I go to Convex, look at this. It's created by itself here, job database. If we click on it, here we can navigate to data. And here is our tables also, applications, jobs, organizations, which comes from here inside Convex folder. Here is the jobs, organizations, and the schema also. Here is the schema, which includes all these data. Now let's test it. I want to post a job. First, I need to log in. Let's log in via Google. Now here is our dashboard. As you can see here, now Clerk is giving me a warning here. Membership required. Why? Because since we asked Antigravity to create organizations here, let me show you inside this component. We have it here, use organization, and we have here use organization, which comes from Clerk. So Clerk recognized this one. And at the same time here inside the dashboard, we have also organization list. But actually inside our Clerk dashboard, we haven't created any organizations. That's why we got a warning. So let's give it a screenshot here to Antigravity. And let's say here, how to handle this warning since you have Clerk MCP. So let's see, can Antigravity handle it and create organization by itself, or we have to create it by ourselves? So the warning you are seeing here, organizations feature required, means the organizations feature is currently turned off in your Clerk dashboard, and that's true. We don't have any organization. Go to Clerk dashboard, navigate to our project, then on the left sidebar, configure organization settings and enable it. Here is the organization, settings, enable organizations, membership required. Okay, or actually let me make it optional for now and save it. And it's better if we clarify this to Antigravity. I will give it a screenshot here and I will say business to customers who apply for jobs will not be part of the organization. So I will keep it as optional. And according to this one, it's starting modifying the organization since now it's optional. You can put it whatever you want, but the one who's applying for a job might not be a member. That's why it's better if we keep it as an optional. And by the way, since we created organization, we have also to create billing system. So according to the plan, the user's access will be changed. But now inside organization settings, I will turn the slugs on. Limited membership, maybe we can make it 25. And here you can change whatever you want for these settings. I will turn this one off, allow new members to delete organizations. Then save it. Before moving to billing, let's create here roles and permissions inside organizations. And the default roles here is admin and member. Let's create a new role. Here it can be recruiter. And here for description I can say can post and manage jobs, but cannot manage billing or members, for example. Let's save it, or before save it here, let's add roles. Now here inside available roles, I will choose admin and members, and everyone has their own permissions. For the admin, as you can see here, we have profile delete, membership read, manage, and for a member, it has only 2 permissions. It's only about reading. So here, organization creator role, it will be admin, new members default role, it will be member. Add roles to role set. Let's save it. And now if I go back here to roles and permission, we can find recruiter. But if we navigate to all roles, here we have to add the role, which is recruiter. And now let's add some features. Create feature. It can be here jobs. I will leave description here as a blank. You might ask me, what are the features here for recruiter? Actually, when the role is recruiter, we have to define what can the recruiter do. Let's add here new feature. Maybe the recruiter can read jobs. So jobs read, for example, add feature. And if we navigate to system permissions as a recruiter, here we can check read billing and read members. Let's save it. So now we modified the system permissions, but also we have custom permissions if you want to add it. For example, here for jobs, I can create permission. For example, here, manage, create permission. And look at this. Now we can find organization, job, manage. And if we navigate to system permission, here also we can find a lot of features like profile, manage, profile, delete, according to our system permission here, like manage organization, delete organization, and whatever. How I got this name, manage. If we go back to system permission, here we can see all these features. Read, manage, delete, whatever. Now let me go back again to custom permission. Now we are done with jobs, but for jobs read, because we have 2 features. We are done with the first feature, but for the second feature, let's create permission. Since here it's only read, we can here say read. And as you can see here, the jobs read here is read, not manage. And there is everything about recruiter. Let's save everything. Let me go back again to roles. Here we have admin. Let's click on it. Let's see this permission, system permission, custom permission, which comes by default from Clerk. So let's check both of them and save it. And now let me go back to member. It has only access for read, not to manage. So let's keep it as read and save it. Just like this here, read. And now we set up all the permissions for all roles. Now I am on dashboard. Look at this. As you can see here, server error, unauthorized. This happened after we create organization. So let's ask Antigravity about it. I took a screenshot and asked it why I see this error. Now it's saying, I checked your Clerk project using Clerk API and I found the reason for an unauthorized error. While your Convex and Clerk configuration in the code are perfectly correct, you are missing the JWT template in your Clerk dashboard, which allows Clerk to securely send your authentication status to Convex. So that's why we got this error. Now we will navigate to Clerk dashboard, left sidebar, under configure, click on JWT templates. So let's handle it. Inside sessions, okay, JWT templates. Let's create a new one. And here we have to choose, I think we have to choose convex here. Let's check the steps, click new template and select convex. Okay, so it will be like this. I will left it as convex and save it. Because we have to take this issuer right now and put it inside convex. I think this is the next step. Once you have created convex JWT in Clerk, refresh your local app. Let's try to refresh it. Yes, that's true. Now I can see the dashboard, but we have to complete this step. After we create here this issuer, we have to put it inside convex. So let me go back here to convex, inside settings, environment variables, Clerk issuer URL. Okay, we had made it before. I forgot about that. So everything now is complete. But here, since we made login, let's check the users. Can I see my data inside convex? No, everything is empty. So let's ask Antigravity why we are seeing everything empty inside users table. I logged in by Clerk, but I can't see my data inside user table. I think we missed something, so let's check what's the wrong. Now here is the issue. We have to set here Clerk webhook secret, and I think we talked about it at the beginning. Because HTTP handler is mapped correctly inside Clerk and works. However, the data isn't arriving. Looking at .env.local, here is our .env.local. There is no Clerk webhook secret. That's the reason why we can see our data, user data inside convex. So how we can get Clerk webhook secret? I will put it here right now. To resolve this, user just needs configuration or to configure webhook in the Clerk that points to the convex. Let me go down here. Copy your convex site URL. This one, convex site URL. Okay, let's copy it. Then go to Clerk dashboard. To our project in the left sidebar, click on webhooks. Let's see where is webhooks. It is configure. I think it's inside developer. Okay, here, webhooks. In the endpoint URL field, paste your site URL. So let's create endpoint, paste this URL. And by the way, here's a very nice thing. While we are using convex, this URL is completely public. If we paste it here, we can see here a public URL. Otherwise, if you are not using convex, maybe you are using another database, we cannot obtain this URL. We have to go to, maybe if you know Ngrok can give us public URL like this. I have to create it before. It gives us here URL, so we can take it and paste it. But now there is no need to use Ngrok or deploy our website for now to Vercel or whatever you want, because this URL is available. Now, since we created, I think here we have to do something. Let's continue with Antigravity. Under message filtering, check the following events. Okay, user created, user updated, deleted, and organization. So let's check all of them. Here we got for organization, this one, created, deleted, updated. And for the user, let me here search for user, also these ones. So let's create them. Now we have signing secret, which is Clerk webhook secret. So let's copy it and paste it inside our .env. Now, after doing this, the users you create or you sign in will automatically appear in your convex. But make sure here to make logout, then login. So it will trigger user.updated, which we selected. So let's try it. I will make logout or sign out, then post job. It will redirect me to Google. Now I am inside dashboard. Let's see. Let's refresh here the convex. Still cannot see any changes. Oh, now here is the issue right now. I put the wrong URL here. Instead of site URL, I put convex URL. That's why we got this error. So let's edit it. That's why your endpoint URL is currently set to this one. It needs to be convex site URL. Wow, okay. So again, edit this one. And here we have to say also Clerk. Let's save it. Let's hit reply again. Resend. Now we have new succeed user.create. And now we can see our user data. So this is very minor issue, but here I want to tell you something very important. You can see here Clerk webhook secret. It's very, very dangerous to keep it like this. Actually, I have to rotate it so no one can see it. Here inside signing secret key, click on rotate secret. Rotate, and I will change it right now. Now, after we create organization, actually, I don't want to navigate immediately to dashboard until I see something like form to create organization. Since we created here everything, so let's ask Antigravity how to handle it. I created already organization inside Clerk. So I need to see form inside our app to create organization. And I will give it a screenshot here. It's better if we can make it settings, this one. And let's go back here to roles and permissions. This one also. Let's hit enter. Now it says, good, I can see the organization switcher is already in the layout, which Antigravity created by default when we asked it to create it, but the user wants to dedicate page form. So I think here it will create new component called create organization. Here is the create organization page. And now here I can see create organization. Let's click on it. And here is the new form for organization. I can upload logo, the name of this organization and slug, and then create organization. We can find it inside select org, page, this one. You see this one? This one is completely the form you are seeing here. Now here's the problem. Actually, we created previously organization inside the Clerk, but why it cannot see it inside our app? The reason is here about your existing organization. Since it was created in Clerk before the webhook was set up, it wasn't synced to Convex. You can either create new organization form within the app, like this, here, or go to the organization in the Clerk dashboard. Edit something minor like change the name or save, which will send organization.update. So actually here we enabled organization and set the roles, but we didn't create it here inside organization anything. So we have two options, either create it here inside Clerk dashboard or create it here inside our app. It's up to you. I will create it here inside our app. I will upload a logo and the name can be link up and create organization. Now look at this here, we can find our logo, which is the organization logo. If we click on it here, as I am admin here right now, I could create the organization and create another organizations or manage it like members. I can add new members, invite members. I can put their emails and send invitation and put also the role. Here I will put my other email. And not only this, here also we can find the roles which we had created inside here. Let me go back to configure inside organizations and roles. I can see them right now, recruiter, admin, and member. So I will choose here recruiter and send invitation. Invitation successfully sent. And now I will accept this invitation and sign in. Now you can see here our account after we accept the invitation, start building. Now I can see Clerk dashboard. And also if I navigate to configure again, organizations, or this organization here up, click on link up, I can see the members here, recruiter and admin. But we haven't specified to Antigravity that recruiter, for example, can do this and cannot do this. So now let's take some screenshot and put it to Antigravity just to tell it that how I managed the roles. So let me go back here to configure organizations, roles and permission. It is default role set. So now I will take here screenshot. I clarified the roles inside Clerk. So the recruiter can post a job, but a member cannot. And I will give another screenshot here. Let me click on member just to make everything clear. And in the second image, I clarified or I specified the roles for member and another screenshot for recruiter. It's like this. And in the third image, I specified also the recruiter role. So how we can apply it inside our app according to the role. Let's see now what will happen. I think it will activate here something called manage, read, edit, whatever we have inside Clerk. It will activate it inside our app. Let's see what will happen. Now here is the implementation plan. It will import something called protect from Clerk or use organization.membership. This imports comes from Clerk, not custom import or anything. Now, and after that, it will add permission field to nav link. Post job requires organization jobs.admin, for example, as you can see here. Okay. And use Clerk has, because in Clerk, we have something called has. So it will check the role. And by the way, we will use here has helper again when we create the pricing table. Okay, from use auth, because there is something called use auth, which will come from Clerk also. This email, as an admin email, should see post job, which we can see it here, post job or create organization. We can modify it. And the recruiter should see the same as admin. They have, because they have jobs.manage here inside Clerk. Yes, that's true. Both of them, admin and recruiter, has the permission for jobs manage. But when we log in as a member, here is maybe another email we can put it, should not see post a job, which is this one, and should see no permission message. Okay, I like this one. Before proceed, I will say, okay, apply this plan and make sure also inside nav link to not anyone except the admin to create organization. Now let's submit it. And look at this now. It asked me to sign in again. And according to the account, everything will change. Let's sign in here as an admin. My admin account. Okay, now as you can see here, as an admin, I can post job, create organization, and everything. Create organization, this one. Company profile, I think this page now is not working. Yeah, this is 404. Okay, and here is the settings. Also is 404. Now this is an admin account. Let's try to sign out and sign in as recruiter. So again, post job. And look at this right now. Before a while, we had create organization. Now we don't have it. We have only post job because the recruiter, of course, can post a job. Now let's sign in as normal member. Actually, we have to create a new account as a member. Let's try to post a job. See now what will happen. Now I will sign in via GitHub, for example, or we can sign up and create completely new account, but I will sign in using GitHub. And now, as you can see, no active jobs. I can't create any post or any job. Nothing about organization or job. Because it noticed this account is completely new. So the default role will be as a member. Now I want to set the billing plan. Actually, Clerk has its own billing plan. If I go back to Clerk, let me show you. Here, there's something called billing and subscription plan. Actually, we want to apply subscription plans. Let's ask Antigravity how to handle it. Help me apply subscription plans using Clerk because I want 3 plans. We will have 3 plans, the free plan, the starter, and the pro. So I have to clarify everything, free, starter, pro. For the starter plan, what features I want to add for starter plan? Maybe 3 job posts and let's say, for example, 4 seats. And for the pro plan, here I will say unlimited job posts and let's say, for example, 30 or 25 seats. And for the free one, let's say here 2 seats and 1 job post. So tell me the steps to apply them in Clerk and our app. Let's hit enter. Now it started using MCP Clerk List Clerk SDK for B2B SaaS. B2B means business to business SaaS. Because here we have subscription plans. Now here is our implementation plan. The first step, Stripe configuration, manual setup. and create two products, Starter Plan and Pro Plan. Actually, we can do this inside Clerk dashboard. There's no need to use Stripe dashboard. So here I will indicate this one here inside Billing Subscription Plans. Here I will take screenshot and I will say, can we create plans inside Clerk dashboard? Let's hit enter. I think we can create it inside Clerk dashboard because I made it previously easily without any problem. It says, absolutely, the screenshot you shared show Clerk's native billing feature. By clicking Enable Billing, Clerk natively integrates with the Stripe for you. That's what I need exactly. And it says we can skip writing a lot of custom webhook code. This time AI didn't get the point as we want. I think we are so lucky because we know previously how to use subscription plan inside the Clerk without going to Stripe. So here let's enable billing. Here by default, Clerk created for us free plan. Let's create here plan. Okay, so before creating any plan, I will go back here to settings and enable user billing. It's very important. After we enable this one, as you can see here, we can see Stripe account or Clerk payment gateway. I will choose Clerk payment gateway, so there is no need to navigate to Stripe dashboard and create our products or plans. Now let's navigate to subscription plans and create our plans. Here is the starter plan, max seat, I think it was 4, and for job posting, let me navigate here to the prompt, it was 3 jobs. 3. I will put it like this. Okay, this for description. And actually it would be better if we put it inside here, these features. So I will take it here, cut, and paste it. New feature. Here I will say max seats. In description, maximum for max seats, for example. And I will create feature, but before that I will check both jobs and jobs read, then create this feature. So this is for starter plan. For monthly base fee, put it whatever you want. I will put it $9, and if we have annual discount, we can put it maybe $5, no free trial, and I will save it. Let me go back again. Now we have starter and free plan. Let's create another one for pro plan. And here it can be $90 or $20. For annual discount, it can be $50. And now let's create features for the pro. New feature, max seats, availability, to add 25 seats. This is the first one. And the second one, actually in starter plan, we only added one feature, not 2 features. Okay, we will modify that. The second one is for job posting. So job posts, availability to add unlimited job posts. Let's create this feature. And before we create it, here we can choose these ones as a pro plan. Like this. Save. Let me go back again to starter plan to modify that. Starter plan. Add feature. I will also here add the max seats, because it will come by default when we create it in the pro plan. Okay, let's add it. Now I will take a screenshot for every plan to Antigravity. Like this is for starter plan, this one, and again to pro plan to show everything. Now I created the plans inside subscription plans, and also let's take another screenshot for all the plans here. And it's better if you modify here the free plan. Actually here we have jobs and job read. It doesn't have, it cannot add seat. Maybe let me go back to prompt. It can add 2 seats. Okay, so let's modify that here. But here actually in this description, availability to add 25. It's for pro, not for starter or free plan. So in the free plan, I will uncheck this one and add a new feature, team seats again, but availability to add 2 seats only. And let's modify it again inside the starter plan. Well, I will remove it here. I will uncheck the max seats to create a new one, max seats or team seats, whatever you want. Availability to add 4 seats. Let's create it. We can't create it because feature slug already exists. Okay, here let me say team seats or available seats. Okay, and now I created the plans inside subscription plan, what is the next step to apply them inside our app. Let's see now what will happen. I think it will create something called pricing table, which comes by default from Clerk. It's a component. It includes all the subscription plans we added, free, starter, and the pro one. So it will add them, including the prices, the features, descriptions, and everything. Now let's test it. It's creating here billing page.tsx. That's it, billing page. It added billing inside Navlink. Okay. Then create job. It will show the plan usage banner, free plan, 0 from 1 and whatever. But now here we have to run npx convex dev to push the schema changes. Let me open here the schema, the convex schema, npx convex dev. Now test the flow, try creating a job. It should show your plan usage. But here let me log out to make sure of something. Sign out, post a job. I will not sign in as an admin, but a recruiter or member. Now look at this, I cannot see the billing. Only the admin can see the billing and make subscription. So here I have to modify it. I can't see the billing nav item if I am member or recruiter. Anyone can see the billing and choose the plan he wants. The billing link currently has role organization admin only, which restricts it. We don't want this, so it will modify now the layout. It will add the billing again. I will accept the changes. And now inside the page of billing page, now it removes the protect here, the default component which comes from Clerk. So anyone now can see the billing. Now I can see the billing. I'm not admin now, but I can see the billing. But actually this is not what I want to see. I want to see the pricing tables to choose the plan. So I have to see the pricing tables from Clerk inside billing page to choose the plan. Now it's importing the pricing table from Clerk. That's what we want exactly. Now I can see only the free plan, but we have 3 plans actually, not only the free plan. So now what we have to do, go to Clerk dashboard, billing, settings or configure. So here is billing or configure. Here inside billing, we have settings. Okay, enable organization billing is off. That's why we have to activate it. And I want to choose Clerk Payment Gateway, not Stripe account. Okay, now we can see all our plans. And it's very important here inside pricing table to write for organization. Otherwise, if we delete it, everything is gone and we can only see the free plans. So make sure to put for organization. Just like this. And we can, of course, ask Antigravity to change the theme to make it dark if we want. Now here as a recruiter, for example, I want to set the starter plan, but I cannot click on any plan. We need to activate a button. We cannot see these buttons because we have to activate it inside developers, webhook. As we created for organization and users, here we have to activate it also. Here inside subscribed events, I want to edit it to include also subscription, active, created, updated. What also do we have? All of them. Subscription item also and subscription. So I will check all of them. Yes. And save it. Then check roles and permissions. Here default role set. Then for recruiter, we have to add here inside system permissions, read billing, manage billing and save it. And we can do the same thing for the member. Let me go back again. Member, system permission. Actually, it has read billing and we have to check here manage billing. That's it. And now if we refresh the page, now we can subscribe to the plan as a recruiter right now. So let me subscribe for starter plan. And here is the payment, which comes by default from Clerk. I will pay with test card. Now I can continue with this plan. Now let's try to post any job. Here in our dashboard, actually here I am as a recruiter, so I can create a new job. Let's create job postings just to make sure that did Antigravity handle it. And by the way, look at this. Look at this right now. I am on starter plan. That's why I can post 3 jobs. So let's post any job right now. It is a quick form, publish post. And now I can see here all my posts. This is my previous post just to test it. But here I can see the job postings inside our dashboard. And if I go again to post job, now the starter plan has changed from 1 to 2. Now what I want to do, I want any normal user to see the job I posted. How to handle that? So let's ask Antigravity about it. I can right now post any job inside the dashboard, but I want the normal users to see my post so they can apply for this job, and I can see the applicants and the number of the applicants with all their information, including resume, for example, image, basic info, and whatever. So let's see how Antigravity will handle this. I think it's a difficult task to handle it, so let's see right now how it will start. I think it will modify the landing page or create another page. Or maybe here inside landing page, find jobs, it will create something or a new component inside it so any normal user can see all the jobs. As you can see here, it had handled it before, and here as a normal user can click on this one maybe. Okay, I think Antigravity handled everything. If you try to apply for this job, what will happen? Application submitted, but we need all the information, the resume, who has applied, because if I go now to dashboard, I can see nothing right now. Or here, view apps, if I click on view apps, okay, I can see here my name, but there is no resume. Here I can accept the user or refuse it. Now it's pending. I want to see all these users' information. Now here is the task. It will create convex mutation for file uploaded, okay? And add an application model. So a normal user can upload all his information that prompts for resume upload and cover letter, okay? Update jobs ID page. So the view resume button actually opens the uploaded resume URL. That means here in this page, when the user wants to apply for this job, here he can upload also the resume. Then implement the applicant count and details view. Actually, we have inside dashboard the applicant count 1 total candidates, and update dashboard job listing. Okay. Accept. Review. Okay. Start. And now the task is complete. It created files.ts inside Convex to handle upload the file, which is the resume. So the resume will be sent to Convex. That's why here we are using mutation, which is responsible for post request and send data to Convex. Let's accept this one. Then here we have jobs.ts, which is also inside Convex to handle the jobs with count and how many applicants we have and how many applications we have. So let's accept it. Now here is the page, which is inside jobs ID. That will include user state and use ref. Here is the job detail. And now here is getting the get file URL to upload the resume successfully. Then model, so the user can click on it to upload all his information and the cover letter also, file input ref. So let's accept all of them. Then use mutation. And here is a comment. We need this mutation to resolve the URL so we can call it here. So it's for resolving the file URL. And here to show model and submit application. Okay, let's accept this one. And here inside select organization. Here we have the informations, I think, job applicant count, how many applicants we have inside the dashboard. So here we are talking about our dashboard. Let's accept it. The last one is the page. It's inside jobs ID also. It's for cover letter. So the applicant also can write his own cover letter. Let's accept this one. It is the walkthrough and what Antigravity has done. Let's accept all of them and test them. So here in our landing page, let's find job. Here let's test any one. Apply now. Here it will show model and inside it we will upload our resume. Let's upload anything. I will upload this one for example. Okay, for the cover letter, let's say anything. And let's submit application. Submitting. Okay, let's go to our dashboard. Refresh it. And now here is our new application, which includes everything. Here is view resume and the cover letter. Let's view resume, it will download the resume here or this file we uploaded, which is this one. Okay, I think everything now is ready, but here is the issue. If I, as a normal user, if I refresh the page, I can apply to this job again. That's what we don't need. So let's handle it. Okay, done. But whenever I apply for specific job, I must not be able to apply for the same job again. Now look at this right now inside jobs, especially inside Convex. Now it's getting the get user identity to check if the same user is applying for the same job according to applicant clerk ID, of course. Here it's checking the application. So it handled it inside Convex itself. Let's accept this one. Then inside page, especially jobs ID page, here it's calling this mutation or this query, actually not this mutation, by using use query and has applied here to check if the user has already applied for this job. Then down is actually applied equal to applied here inside use state, otherwise has applied. That's it. So let's accept everything. And here inside this one, it's making a condition. If the user is actually applied, it will say already applied. Let's accept this one. As you can see here, already applied. If I refresh the page, still says already applied. Now the most important section, I want a normal user as employee to add his own information like job experience, skills, all his information. So how we can handle it? Let's ask Antigravity again. I want the normal users or employee to add their own skills and experience inside their profile. Actually, we don't have profile page for user, and write all their information. Use modern design for that and any proper components from Shadcn. Let's hit enter. Now here is the implementation plan. It will create inside the schema.ts, this one. As you can see here, we have a lot of schemas here from Convex. It will add optional fields to user table like title, bio, skills, experience, and update to profile inside user here. Here we have update to profile, so it will add all this information. It will add title, bio, skills, and experience. Then inside Shadcn, it will use the proper components like input, text area, buttons, badge, and whatever. Then modify the page, profile page exactly. Actually, we have profile page here, but we cannot navigate to this one. So we need to also modify the navbar. Okay, let's accept this one, review. Okay, start the plan and modify the navbar to add profile. And no one can navigate to main page without sign in. Now let's submit and start the plan. Now it's starting here. Let's go inside users. Now it's adding title, bio, skills inside update profile mutation, which we had already. This one. Let's accept this one. Accept. Now it asks me to install these components from Shadcn. Let's accept this. And by the way, keep it always as ask every time. Don't give the permission to any AI to do anything without your permission. So ask every time. Expand. Let's install these components. And here is the modifications now inside the page. Since I asked Antigravity to not navigate to the landing page also without signing in, so we modified this plan, is very important. Let's accept this one, and it modified it here inside the page, which comes by default from Next.js. Now the next one here inside jobs ID, inside jobs, especially inside jobs, here it imports some icons from Lucid React. Then inside, I think here is a navbar, it added a profile and added also the URL. Let's accept this one. And here we have the badge button input. As you can see here, this is the components which comes from Shadcn. And by the way, all the components are stored inside folder called components, which comes by default when we install any component from Shadcn. So let's accept this one also. And here is the profile page. It added title, bio, skills, and all this information we want. And inside use effect also. And here is handle add skill to add any skill here. add skill button, remove skill, everything, and update profile also, and everything. Now I can see here profile, let's click on it. Now we can write anything like here, senior full stack developer. About me, let's test anything right now. Here we can add skills. Yes, add skills, work experience. Here the URL of resume, or we can ask it to upload a file, whatever you want. Let's save the changes. Okay, and if I refresh the page, still seeing my information. So a lot of features you can add to your project. I show you the basic examples, and I think it's very important examples. We could create full SaaS app, including subscription plan, organization. We learned a lot of Clerk features. You might not know about them before. So by using Vibe code correctly and wisely, you can create whatever you want. Full stack SaaS app, B2B or B2C, business to customer, and modify it whatever you want. And don't think AI will replace you. Of course not. AI is just a tool, will facilitate your job, but cannot take your job anymore.